Are you planning to do some holiday shopping on Black Friday or sometime within the next month? Well, keep listening as we discuss ways you can utilize credit card perks and shopping portals to save money and enhance your travel. Hello, and welcome to the Wealth Minded MD podcast with your money best friends. I'm Dr. Leisha Taylor.
And I'm Dr. Brittany Halford.
And of course, we're here to help you build wealth and make good money decisions so you can create the life you desire with more control over your time. Before we get started, we wanted to talk a little bit about our sponsor for today's episode. Are you someone who is in need of a financial advisor that you can trust, who can also serve as your tax planner or help you with student loans? Well, we have just the right team in mind. Ben and his team at Bonafide Finance are the people for you.
They do complete financial advising for a flat fee, which includes a comprehensive 4-part assessment to learn more about you, your goals, and financial status. Then they help you make changes and put systems in place to grow your net worth and achieve financial security.
Along with financial advising, Ben and his team also help with student loans and will file your individual tax returns for you so you don't need to hire other folks as well. Ben and his team can handle it all for you. Contact them today at bonafidefinance.com/wealthmindedmd or by emailing hello@bonafidefinance.com. That's hello@BONAFIDE finance.com. All right, Brittany, I was stalking your Instagram page as sometimes you do to me. And I think I saw you at a sporting event and I was like, am I having deja vu? Is this Brittany cheering at a stadium? Because this doesn't happen often. And then I remembered that you were like convincing your husband to splurge a little bit on some tickets with your family. So enlighten us, tell the people how the game was and where you were and why you were there.
Yes. So we went to Michigan for my cousin's wedding. And here in Boston, we are die-hard Detroit Lions fans. Okay. So when the game is on, Brooke is the main one, actually. She's like, Daddy, is the game on? No, you have to put on the Lions. And she'll go and get her jersey or her blanket and all the little things that my mother has purchased her. We have these Detroit Lions buckets that we eat our popcorn from. And so we have been watching the games and creating this experience at home. And she has asked repeatedly to go to a game. So since we were in Michigan, my husband's like, oh, this is the greatest opportunity for us to go for a game. And the tickets were a little bit more than I wanted to pay. So it wasn't me convincing him, it was him convincing me. He's like, Brittany, I think you have a myopic view of, how we're creating this moment here. So I'm like, all right, whatever. We'll make the investment. I'll figure out how to save the money on the back end. So we went as a family. Now, my parents, my mother and my stepfather, they have season tickets. So they're always at the games and they have pretty good tickets right behind like the goalpost. So we were there sitting adjacent to them. They could see us, but they were not within arm's reach. So it's so funny because my mother wanted to get our attention throughout the game. And so we have all of the people who are sitting near us. They're like, your mother, get your mom. And then one guy was like, they want to trade seats with us. Then we can trade seats with them, but they have really great seats. I mean, we had good seats too, but a little bit more flexibility. So I'm like, no, it's okay. I was like, you could just ignore my parents. They know how to text me. So anywho, it was a fun game. We were a bit disappointed because we lost. They were playing the Minnesota Vikings. They made some bad moves, but we all make bad moves occasionally. So I am grateful for the experience. I wish the outcome had been different, but we had a really great time.
Oh, that seems fun. I love how Brooke, your little girl, is like so excited about the game being on. And I think it's exactly what you said. You've created this experience, right? You've purchased or somebody has purchased her the Lions blanket, the popcorn tub, the jersey. And so she gets all excited. This seems like a fun Sunday. I bet your husband's like, yep, we get to watch the game and my family is actually excited about this. This is perfect for me. So I'm happy for you. I'm sad they lost. They don't lose that often. So it must have just been some bad luck there.
Man, it was some bad plays. Definitely was some bad plays. But not being a sports person, Leisha, was making some good calls. I was like, oh, interception. I was proud of my football knowledge. Not being someone who pays too much attention to sports. We will see how the next game goes.
I think I'm turning you into a sports person, right? You see how it's exciting, it's bonding, all of the things. I didn't realize your parents had season tickets. Clearly, they get it.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask you, is it in a stadium that's enclosed or was it very cold?
It's enclosed.
Okay, okay, okay.
Mhm.
You looked very comfortable there, and I was like, I feel like I would not feel comfortable in Detroit weather around this time of the year. But okay, you're smiling. You're like, yep, it was temperature controlled. Love it.
Mhm.
Well, I am happy for you and that you got a chance to enjoy the game. All right. Well, in today's episode, we understand that Thanksgiving is coming up. And I don't know about you, Brittany, but around the Thanksgiving holidays, especially after Thanksgiving passes, I'm gearing up for Christmas. And one of the things that I'm doing between now and Christmas is usually a bunch of shopping. I like to try to convince myself that I'm buying things for other people, which I do. But a lot of the times, this is my chance to buy things for myself on sale. Is that you too, or is that just me?
That is me too. I already have my list running in my head of all the things that I need to purchase on Black Friday.
Love it, love it, love it. And so if you're purchasing things, I'm purchasing things. I am pretty sure that there are people listening that will be purchasing some things. And so I thought it might be interesting to kind of let our folks listening know different ways that they might be able to save some money or at least utilize some credit card perks to their advantage during this holiday season. My goal is always to save money. And if I can't save money, I would love to learn to turn the money that I'm spending into points earning opportunities so that I can then later redeem those points for free travel, right? There's nothing like having to buy something and then saying, oh, I accumulated enough points where now I can redeem this for a free flight or a discount somewhere or a hotel stay. And so I utilize the holidays as points earning opportunities. And so I am happy to kind of delve into this today.
Well, I am happy to have this conversation because I'm always learning different ways to utilize my points or accumulate points from you. So let's do a comparison here. I hope that you teach me a couple of nuggets that I can apply before Black Friday.
Love it. All right. So there are 5 tips that I have for the people today. Number 1 is to consider utilizing shopping portals. So I think we have talked about this before, Brittany. You have heard of Rakuten. I use Rakuten. For those who may not have heard of Rakuten, it is a shopping portal. So instead of going directly to the website that you want to purchase your thing from, whether that's Macy's or Saks or Lululemon or Figs or wherever the website is, instead of going directly to the website, you go to Rakuten first and then you click on the website. And when you do that extra step, Rakuten allows you to earn cash back or the equivalent of cash back in credit card points. And so that one extra step will net you some free credit card perks. And the way this works, I believe, is that the companies and the organizations on Rakuten give Rakuten money to sort of encourage them to send consumers their way. And so Rakuten is passing along some of that money to you. Although you can get cash back, you can also accumulate credit card points. And so Rakuten is a very common one nowadays. Another one is actually the Capital One shopping portal. Brittany, have you heard of this?
I have not. I don't have a Capital One card.
So that's interesting is that you don't have to have a Capital One card to use the Capital One shopping portal. It works very similarly to Rakuten. Just like Rakuten may say, okay, Sephora is 20% cash back today, Capital One portal may say you earn 20 times the miles. And so sometimes I will do a comparison where I will see how much I can get cash back or the equivalent of credit card points on Rakuten and compare that to the Capital One shopping portal. So you do not have to have a Capital One credit card in order to use the shopping portal. And similarly to Rakuten, you can add the extension on your browser if you would like. There's also a new shopping portal called Rove. Have you heard of Rove?
Nope.
Brand new, or at least it's new to me. I found out about it quite recently. They allow you to earn the equivalent of like Rove miles, if you will. Rove as an ROVE. And what's interesting about Rove is that their miles will also transfer directly to some airline partners. And so if you are somebody who is looking for good airline deals, oftentimes we say accumulate credit card points and then transfer those credit card points from your credit card portal and directly into the loyalty account of a hotel partner or an airline partner. Well, you can do the same thing with Rove miles that you accumulate from using their shopping portal. Point number 1 is that instead of going directly to websites that you see that have sales, instead go on a shopping portal first, because by doing that extra step, you may be able to earn substantially more cash back or the equivalent of credit card miles or airline miles or whatever. And so my point number 1 is please use shopping portals first.
I do this, and I love that you made this the primary tip because it makes me feel good about my spending habits, knowing that they are approved by Alicia. And thank you for introducing us to these other platforms. When we think about Rakuten, what I love is to go shopping first, kind of on the portal. So when you go on the portal, you can type in what store you want to purchase from. And so it could be Macy's, mine is Children's Place often, and they have various stores that are affiliated with the Rakuten and provide the points. And so that way you already have some insight in what you want to purchase and that the store is approved or a partner of Rakuten. And then you just cash in at the time of Black Friday. Usually they start Black Friday going all the way through Cyber Monday. That's what I found where they give like these bonus points during this period of time. So I like to do that to kind of go shopping first because what I find is that when I'm shopping on Black Friday, I buy a whole bunch of stuff that I do not need. so, so it's helpful for me to not be enticed by the deals and to actually have a list that prepares me for this shopping experience so it can kind of keep me constrained within the confines of my budget. Another thing that I do is I share my Rakuten with other people. So if you are someone who is thinking about going on Rakuten and creating a profile, then we actually have a link that we've established for Wealth Minded MD listeners. It will give us a little bit of bonus kickback and it also gives you some Rakuten cash. And so that's another way to utilize or accumulate more points by doing kind of this referral and using other people's referral links.
That's a great tip. We'll actually include that link in the show notes. So if you do not already have a Rakuten account, it is free to create one. And if you use a referral, you actually get a bonus. And the person who referred you, in this case, Wealth Minded MD, we will get a bonus as well. And so it's a win win for us, right? And so please consider clicking the link to creating a Rakuten profile. The other thing about Rakuten is that it's usually online, although some of the stores will also allow you to get the bonus even if you shop in person. For me, Brittany, I don't know about you, but I don't like to do a ton of in person shopping on Black Friday because the crowds are crazy and oftentimes you can get really good deals online as well. And so Rakuten works great for that, right? So if you hear that a store that you want to purchase from has a great sale on Black Friday, you can just purchase that same item online through Rakuten. You know, you go to Rakuten first, Rakuten then takes you to the store website. You purchase that thing on the store website and you get the store discount plus you get whatever the Rakuten cashback or discount might have been. And Brittany, you reminded me, yes, around this time of the year, Rakuten has the biggest cashback. I mean, you can often find 15 to 20 times cashback around this time of the year for some of your favorite stores. So if you're listening to this right when we're releasing this episode, please keep that in mind because you might find even larger discounts. All right, number 2 is paying attention to bonus categories. So, most people nowadays, I know you and I do, whenever we shop, I like to use a credit card instead of a debit card. I think the credit card gives us extra protection. It also allows us to earn credit card points. And so I think it's not uncommon for people to shop using credit cards. And one of the things I think to keep in mind around this time of the year is that oftentimes the credit cards will have additional bonus categories. What does that mean? That means if you buy an item in a certain category, they will give you even more points or miles for that purchase. And so I know the American Express Personal Platinum Card, which I believe you have or your husband has, Brittany, earns 5 times on airlines if you need a flight around the holidays. And so if you're already going to purchase a flight, maybe utilizing that credit card for that bonus category will net you even more points than if you use a different one. The American Express Gold Card has 4 times points on grocery spend and 4 times points whenever you eat out. And so if you're going to be eating out or buying a bunch of groceries because you're doing a lot of cooking around the holidays, paying with your American Express Personal Gold Card is a good tip. Some of us even take that a step further. Usually around the holidays, I will get little gifts for my staff. And sometimes instead of getting them gifts, I will get them gift cards. And so one of the things that I've done is I will go to the grocery store, for example, and buy Amazon gift cards at the grocery store and then pay for those gift cards with my American Express Personal Gold Card so that I'm earning 4 times points on those gift cards that I can then give out to my staff. Or if you know you're going to be spending a lot of money at Sephora or Ulta or Macy's or whatever on Black Friday, instead of waiting until Black Friday and paying with a credit card, one of the things that you could do is go to the grocery store with your American Express Personal Gold Card and buy gift cards to those stores so you can earn 4 times the points on that purchase. Some people like to take it a step further and buy all the gift cards. Other people are like, that's too much work. Regardless of what camp you are in, one of the things to do is just pay attention to bonus categories. I know certain cards like the Chase Freedom Flex, I believe, it has rotating categories each quarter. And so pay attention to what the rotating category might be, because for this quarter, it might be grocery spend or furniture spend or whatever it is, where if you make those kinds of purchases, they give you even more points. And so take a look at the different credit cards that you may have, especially if you have a rewards credit card, and look at the bonus categories and just make sure that you're paying with the right credit card at the right time in order to take advantage of some of those bonus categories.
I love this idea. This is something that I do often. I've been shying away from gift cards, but I might have to put that back into the rotation for Christmas this year. When I think about how I use our credit cards, so we have the American Express credit cards, but I also have the Discover cashback credit card, and that gives kind of this rotating every quarter a certain stores or purchases types of spends during that quarter period. It will give you 5 times the cash back. So I like to look ahead to see what is the calendar, enroll. So that's one of the things you have to enroll in advance, and then shop. If I had to choose between, I don't know, an Amazon or going to Target, depending on if one was going to give me the bonus points or not. So we're just saying to spend intentionally. We don't want to make this cumbersome. So do what you can do with your capacity, but to give you options in order to maximize your spending so that you can get something in return.
Yeah, I love that. And then, along those same lines, point number three is to add card offers that you can find in your credit card accounts. This is something new and along the lines of what you were just talking about, Brittany, for a lot of people, is that not only do certain credit cards have certain bonus categories, 5 times points on flights, 4 times on groceries, 3 times on dining out, et cetera, but oftentimes they have limited offers for certain stores directly into the credit card portal that you add to the card. For example, when you log into your credit card account, oftentimes you can click, I know for American Express, there's a button called offers at the bottom. They'll have different offers for certain stores. They might say, oh, earn 3 times extra points at Sephora or $20 cash back when you spend $50 on Amazon or Dell Computers or at Lululemon or whatever. And if you know you're going to make that spend, you just add the card offer to your card. It's free to do so. And then you use that card to pay for your purchase at that merchant in order to get whatever discount or bonus points that was. And so oftentimes, though, American Express, for example, might have up to 100 offers that you can see online in your portal. I know Chase, I think, has the same thing. And so if you know you're going to do a lot of shopping, sometimes what I will do is before Black Fridays, I'll look at my credit card offers in my portal and say, oh, I plan to spend at this store. I think I might spend at this store. There's no harm in adding it. And then if you do make that purchase, you get an extra discount or extra perks. And so be sure to add card offers that are already present in your credit card accounts. Just add them to the card so that you can utilize them and take advantage of that deal.
I love this approach. I've done that actually to purchase some gifts recently. And another way to think about this is utilizing them not just for purchases, but like as far as gifts, tangible things, but also for experiences. So sometimes there are offers also for experiences, restaurants, and things of that nature. This is a time where we tend to be a little bit more generous, paying for people's dinners, or like for us, we do a family dinner that we pay for every year. So instead of going to any restaurant, maybe go to a restaurant that gives an additional discount or extra bonus points and being intentional about that. So I love utilizing it for the experiences as well as for those more tangible purchases.
Yeah. And maybe there's somebody listening to this that goes, oh, that's extra work. Oftentimes it's me going this extra step, whether it is using a shopping portal or adding card offers to my account or making sure that I'm paying with the right card that allows me to earn credit card points and miles at a more rapid pace. And because I can earn them quicker and accumulate more of them than maybe the average person might, I am able to redeem them more often for travel. And so when you hear me saying, oh, I went to Tokyo and I utilized points for the flights and points for the hotel, so I only had to pay for my food there. When you hear me saying that I went to Greece or that I went to Jamaica or went to Costa Rica, oftentimes I'm utilizing credit card points for some aspect, if not the entire aspect of that trip. And so it is saving me money. And I don't know about you, but I love a good discount. Okay. I'm at the point where, me saying $1 here, $5 there may not be a big deal, but me getting a free flight, especially a flight in business class, me getting free hotel stays, like that is a big deal for me. And so again, this is why I'm going that extra step.
Leisha, I just want to say I'm always amazed at how you redeem your points. So maybe we need to do a whole webinar just with a screen share for Leisha redeeming her points from Black Friday spending.
Yeah, the redeeming part is a whole other beast, but first you gotta have points to redeem, right? And so
That's right.
Black Friday is oftentimes the time of the year where I'm able to really use it as a points earning opportunity and really earning those points like, on credit cards that allow me to earn the kind of points that I can transfer. Some credit cards allow you to earn points, but then you can't transfer them out. You can only redeem them for cash back. And so that to me has limited utility versus if I can earn points on credit cards that allow me to transfer them out directly, oftentimes I can get much bigger value. All right. Number four is utilizing credit card perks that occur quarterly or yearly. And this is a big one, especially when you get into some of these credit cards that have annual fees. For example, the American Express Personal Platinum card. So I just recently got this card. I didn't used to have it, but they made some changes to the card that I thought I could really take advantage of and get outsized value from. And one of the examples of that card is that it has certain credits that you can take advantage of each quarter or a couple times a year, or sometimes even each month. For example, the American Express Personal Platinum Card has a quarterly Resi credit. And Resi is kind of like a platform that you can use to find restaurants and make a reservation. But even if you don't go on the Resi website, if you just eat at a Resi restaurant and you use that card, they will give you a credit. And each quarter, I think it's $100. And I don't know about you, Brittany, but there's a ton of restaurants on Resi in Atlanta. And so for me, I love going out to nice restaurants. So it gives me opportunity to try a new restaurant that might be a little pricey and get this $100 discount, if you will. And so that's one of the things that I try to take advantage of around this time of the year. There is a semi-annual Saks credit. There's a Fine Hotels and Resorts credit that you can use twice a year for $300 worth of value. And so I actually just redeemed that for a hotel stay that I'll have early next year. They have an airline credit. And so there's ways to utilize that to decrease the cost of the flight or any upgrades. I have an Aura ring that I had already purchased, which is kind of like an activity tracker and sleep tracker, but they have a new Aura ring credit. And so it's $200 off. And so if I want another Aura ring in a different color, I can take advantage of that. And so those are just some of the credit card perks with my American Express Personal Platinum card. But I am sure there are other cards like a Chase card or other versions of an American Express card that might have certain perks that occur quarterly or yearly that you can combine with Black Friday sales to save even more money.
I love this idea of thinking about how you can combine points, right? And stack them so that you make it work for you a bit more. And Alicia, I am so impressed in how you keep track of all this stuff. I don't think that I'm optimizing using my credit cards. So this is an opportunity for all of us, me included, to just go through and scroll through the benefits portion of your credit cards to see how you can maximize it during this period of higher spending. We know that people spend more during the holidays. So why not use this opportunity where you know you're going to spend more to benefit you? Leisha talked about all the amazing trips that she's taken, and that can be your future in 2026. Let's all take more trips like Leisha, utilizing points from our spending that we're already going to do. And I think it would also help us to not spend more. Like, I want you to be able to spend within your budget, within reason, and not allow these points to drive your spending behaviors or overspending. I don't want that. But if you're able to kind of keep everything within reason along with your budget and maybe just choose one store that offers points over another store that may sell the same or similar products, then why not? And leverage those points in order to build some joy. A lot of times people feel so guilty about spending or feeling like they've overspent and therefore they need to oversave. Well, here's a way that you can utilize your spending to offset some of that guilt and to have a little bit more fun.
Yeah. Along those lines, Brittany, you don't always have to use the discount to encourage you to spend more, which was what you were saying, which I totally agree with. But one of the things you might be able to do is use the credit card perks to decrease spending that you would have already had. An example of this is the American Express Personal Platinum card comes with like an entertainment credit each month that I believe is like 25 to 30 bucks a month. And you can use it to pay for subscription services like Disney Plus or Hulu or ESPN Unlimited or YouTube TV. And so if you're someone who knows you're going to be around family in the holidays and maybe there's a subscription service that you've wanted to check out, but you don't currently have, maybe this is an opportunity for you to take a look at your credit card perks and see if one of those perks comes with a free subscription or a discounted cost for a subscription or streaming service that you had been considering. I have Walmart Plus as a perk for one of my credit cards, and Walmart Plus comes with a free Peacock or NBC membership. Just some things to keep in mind of hey, you're gonna be around a lot of kids around the holidays, or you're around a lot of family members, and maybe it's not always a joyous occasion. And so you're thinking, all right, let's put on a movie. Let's all watch a TV show. And so giving your family or even just yourself more options around the holidays of things that you can do for low prices, maybe this is one of the ways that you can do that.
Great suggestions.
All right. And our last tip for today is to consider using a new card to meet a sign up bonus. We just talked about the fact that you and I, Brittany, both buy a lot of things around the holidays. And I think that if you already know you're going to be spending some money, whether it's on a flight to go see family or groceries because you're preparing this big meal or toys or gifts or what have you, then maybe you might want to consider getting a new credit card to meet a new sign up bonus. Obviously, this is not financial advice. And so you know your own financial situation better than I do. But if you are in a position that is decent financially and you know you can meet the bonus spend in order to get the welcome bonus on a new credit card, then maybe that's something that you might want to consider. This is usually the time of the year that I open a new credit card because I know that I'm going to have the spend and sometimes I will want the perks that that new card may offer. Maybe this is an opportunity for you to do the same. This is a chance for you to kind of stack discounts and get this bolus of points within your credit card portal that you might be able to take advantage of. And so if you are someone who knows you've got a lot of spend coming up, maybe you might want to consider getting a new credit card.
Alicia, this is a great point and one that I've been considering as well because I want to purchase a new couch. And of course, it's going to be like 3 grand plus. So how can I stack all of these different incentives to purchase, especially for it's a spend that has already been planned, right? I'm not going outside of the budget, but leveraging the credit card points. I typically open new credit cards around tax time because I pay our taxes with the credit card. So I'll have to take a look to see what the offers are and create a budget to see what my spend is going to be. I haven't quite landed on the couch yet just because my kids are still tearing up furniture. So we might keep our old one, but I think this is a great way if you have those large spends planned. And another thing that you have mentioned and something that I've done is like this first responder discount that we often get. And I think that this is a great time to cash that in as well. I've done that with purchasing our children's bikes. So I spent like $300 to $400 on these bikes, got 15% off as like a first responder. It takes a little, you have to enter some data and they have to verify you, but otherwise it's not too difficult. And I think it keeps a little bit more money in your pocket for something that you're going to purchase.
I agree. The different stores will have the first responder discounts, and I can't remember all of them off the top of my head, but I know some places that sell like workout gear have it, like North Face might have one, Lululemon might have one. I forget all of them, but this is something to really keep in mind. Like if you are a first responder, whether you're a physician, healthcare worker, what have you, this is something to look into. If you are not a first responder and you're in the military, oftentimes places will have a military discount. Some places even
Mhm.
have a student discount if you are still in school and you have a .edu email address. And so look into some of these additional discounts that might be available to you. I was talking to a group of doctors who didn't realize that AT&T had a service called FirstNet, which allows them to get a discount on their cell phone bill. I pay $45 a month for my cell phone bill, unlimited talk, text, data, and hotspot. And that is, I think, substantially cheaper than I think other people might pay for their monthly cell phone bills. And so if you are a first responder and you don't have FirstNet, this might be something to look into. You get that discount on your own line. And I think you get like 25% off on any additional family lines that you add to your bill. And so this is something to really look into because you might be able to take advantage of it. And so again, this is the time of the year where if you've got a lot of spend, maybe you want to consider getting a new credit card to meet a sign up bonus, looking for emails and coupons to stack discounts such as the first responder discount. And then of course, don't forget about the other things that we had mentioned earlier in the episode, right? Considering shopping portals if you're going to buy things online. Pay attention to bonus categories that are offered on your current credit cards, adding additional offers to the credit cards so that when you purchase things at different stores, you get additional discounts. And then utilizing some of the credit card perks already available to you. You might be surprised at what you find.
These are great points, and they've saved me a lot of money. So I'm excited to explore this Capital One shopping portal to see what additional finds and discounts I can discover. All right, Leisha, with all of that discussion on spending, I think it's time for us to talk about how we're spending our money for fun in our fun money segment. Okay, I'll go first. So I have been spending my money on my kids, a surprise, surprise, but it's to help them to foster new skills. And I'm really excited to witness their joy. So, backstory, Brooke just got promoted in swim lessons, and now they're using fins. And if you've ever swim with fins or flippers, whatever they're called, you go fast in the water, right? You just like streamline straight through the water. And so we were at the YMCA yesterday. She wanted to go swimming to practice some of her skills. And there's a younger boy who got in the lane and he put on his fins and she could just see him zipping down, the lane, doing laps. And she's like, Mommy, you need to buy me some fins right now. I mean, today, like make them appear magically. So that's what I am purchasing for her. And I'm excited to witness her joy as she develops herself as a stronger swimmer. Similarly for KJ, my husband plays basketball. So they have this thing called Junior Celtics here. So he's super excited. We got him like his Junior Celtics jersey. He's about to go and play basketball. They're really just going to be dribbling. They're four. So I don't know how much basketball they will be playing, but again, developing those skills.
Oh, that sounds like fun. That sounds like fun. You gotta send us some photos. I would love to see KJ in his junior Celtics jersey. That probably brings so much joy. This sounds fun. This Black Friday am going to purchase some things for my family, but also gonna try to upgrade my wardrobe. This is the time of the year that I try to do that. Oftentimes I find that there are winter clothes on sale, whether it's a nice new coat or, some high quality work pants, some new scrubs, maybe some new shoes. And so this is the time of the year that I upgrade my wardrobe, honey. And so that's what I'm doing. I will be buying some things online, stacking those discounts. So I am really excited about that. Now, that probably means that I need to give some old clothes away. So there's a little bit of slip swap that needs to happen, but I am excited about what's to come.
Love that for you. And if you find any good coats, let me know because I am still wearing one of my coats from medical school. I've sewn up the pockets twice already. So I think it's
Brittany,
about
Brittany, 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 Brittany. You make too much money to be sewing up pockets on a jacket, honey.
I've been looking for one, but I haven't found one that I like as much as this one. And the pockets are on the inside. So like nobody can see that the pockets are torn, that so
Oh
I'm
my
open to
goodness.
purchasing a new one. I just want to make sure that I find one that I love.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Well, you got to send what style you like and then do a little
Okay.
browsing and see if you find something similar. Oh my goodness. Well, hopefully you all enjoyed this episode today and found these tips helpful. And as a reminder, our sponsor for this episode is Bonafide Finance. They are a financial planning company that can help you grow your wealth and increase your net worth in a tax efficient way. So Ben and his team will work with you, get to know you. They have set meetings to sort of find out about you and your goals and what you want out of life. And then they specialize in helping you get there, whether it is helping you make the right investments, introducing you to alternative investments if that is your thing, while also keeping in mind your student loans, helping you figure out what your next step in regards to your student loans might be. And then lastly, they'll even file your taxes for you. You don't even have to find a person come April. And so if you are looking for a comprehensive financial planning firm that will only charge a flat fee, help you with your student loans, and help you with your taxes, Ben and his team are the way to go. Email them at hello@bonafidefinance.com or go to bonafidefinance.com/wealthmindedmd. Please consider supporting those who support us.
Hello, everybody. It's me, Brooke. I'm recording a little disclaimer for my mommy, Dr. Brittany Halford, and her friend, Dr. Lisa Taylor. Just so you know, they're not financial advisors, tax professionals, lawyers, or financial planners. Everything you hear is for education and entertainment. It's not strict financial advice, So use your best judgment, chat with a tax professional, and all those other people that you need to talk to. Thanks for tuning in today. Keep cruising on your journey to wealth and wellness. Bye-bye.